It's a difficult video to make, but it had to be made so I can explain things and actually be honest with y'all for at least once. I always been sarcastic, I always made crazy videos or did some crazy things on stream where I criticize and hate on Barcelona, which a lot of y'all always commented on my video that I'm a fake Barca fan. I'm not a real Barca fan because I criticize my players, and that's actually why I made this video. I made this video to admit that Real Madrid always been Barca's bitch. Those motherfuckers ain't winning shit this season. Suck my dick in this Real Madrid shirt. That looks good. That looks. I tried to do the Vinicius celebration. You know, I'm a virgin. April Fools, motherfuckers. You're stupid if you thought for a minute that I support Real Madrid. Are you crazy, man? You know what it would take me for me to support this shit team? Probably like a good 50k and I'm down. I can't lie. I'm broke. I'm too broke. I'm actually poor. Yeah, shut the f up. Be poor for once and experience it, motherfucker. You will not only sell your favorite team, you will sell your soul. Brother, I already feel uncomfortable from wearing that ugly looking shirt. Now let me change to a better thing. Now I look better. Like, look at the extra aura points I just got. Better colors, better badge, like. And for this video, I'm about to admit something. It's not April Fool's, by the way, the title. The title is real. I have to admit something and I will admit it. Ferran Torres deserves to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Again, let me explain something to y'all. This is not April Fool's. I'm actually keeping it real with you and I have stats that prove that he will be nominated for the Ballon d'Or and he deserves to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Today I decided to be full version football fan, literally 100% version fan, and go for the stats. Since people don't care about watching football anymore, so I thought, why not give them the stats? And the eye test, by the way, don't mean shit, because like, come on, everyone and their eyes. For example, like my eyes, I can only see in here 52% and actually in here 40%. So that's actually make me unqualified to judge a player based off on his performances. Even if I watch 90 minutes a game, I will be a fab version and I will go for the stats. If you don't agree that Ferran Torres is having one of his best seasons this season, you are stupid. Not only Barcelona, but Ferran Torres just by himself is having a better season than a lot of players. And by a lot of players, I'm gonna say this. Since I'm a virgin, I will speak as a Real Madrid fan. I'm gonna actually analyze this situation as a Madrid fan. First of all, let's start by this. Why do I think that he deserves to be in the Ballon d'Or nominations? Last season, a lot of Real Madrid fans were upset that Rodrygo wasn't nominated for the Ballon d'Or. It wasn't in the top 50. Let's go by this logic. This is Rodrygo from last season. He had 52 games where he scored 18 goals and had 8 assists with 2 yellows in 3,777 minutes. Okay, that's crazy minutes. He should have been nominated for the Ballon d'Or with those stats. Since, again, I'm speaking as someone who doesn't watch football, doesn't care about anything. I just care about stats. Now let's compare him with Ferran Torres from this season. Ferran Torres from this season, which the season didn't actually end yet. I'm just speaking as in so far. He has 15 goals and 3 assists, which actually makes him only 1 goal away from Rodrygo's record in La Liga. With more minutes played. I mean, more minutes played, over 1,400 minutes played. Arguably, right now, Rodrygo is not better than Ferran Torres in La Liga. Now, let's go to the Champions League. The Champions League, Rodrygo has 5 goals and 2 assists. Okay, that's great. That's great. Again, judging by that the season is not ended yet. Ferran Torres has only 2 goals and 1 assist. Okay, but let's check his games. Against Monaco, he only played 10 minutes. Against Young Boys, he played 90 minutes, but he didn't score even. That's Barcelona won 5-0, but that's what makes him more impressive because he's playing against Young Boys. He only actually scores against grown-ass men. Fair enough to him. That's alright. And then got injured, which actually makes the difference, a big difference in here, judging by Rodri probably didn't get injured any game last season in the Champions League. So that actually didn't affect his performance. Okay, and then he scored the winner against Dortmund. 2 goals that actually made the difference and made us win an important game. Okay, and after that he gave one of the most important assists of all time, I can't lie, against Benfica. That assist for me to Rafinha was one of the best assists of all time. And then in the game against Atalanta, which was not that in importance of a game since we already finished second, so they didn't try. And against Benfica, like I said, in the 2 games legs, I mean, we already qualified by the first leg, so it doesn't matter. Like, Ferran Torres is resting himself and preparing himself for the next games. For Rodrygo last season, he only scored against Braga, which is so stupid since Dortmund this season are better than Braga, so that eliminates Braga. And like I said, Ferran Torres doesn't take teams that are shit seriously. He only plays against the big clubs. Against Napoli, this Napoli is shit, by the way. This is not the same Napoli. This is not the Conte Napoli from this season. This is the worst Napoli by a lot. Like last season Napoli, they finished 10th in the Serie A. Torino, Fiorentina finished over them. Roma finished over them. Bologna finished over them. So that Napoli goal doesn't make any difference of him being a great player or not. And also, an assist against Union Berlin doesn't mean shit. Only his impressive game was against Man City in the quarterfinals, which, again, Ferran Torres still didn't play any quarterfinals game so far. So, this game, apart from it, that's it. He was good in those 2 games, then he fell off, and then been shit against Bayern and been shit against Dortmund. So, a 1-game player, a Man City type of player. It's just that someone who shows up against one team. So far, if we judge him based off on their seasons until the round of 16, Ferran Torres has a better season, okay, which qualify him as to be nominated for the Ballon d'Or, like some Real Madrid fans said last season. For me personally, right now at this moment, Ferran Torres is at the top 50 Ballon d'Or by the logic of Real Madrid fans. You have nothing to say in here because the stats proves it, the numbers proves it, and also let's not forget this one, that Ferran Torres has a trophy too, which actually boosts his chances of being nominated for the Ballon d'Or. And the argument that Rodrygo do it against big clubs, I'm sorry, no. Where was he against Leipzig? Where was he against Bayern? Where was he against Dortmund? Like I said, one club player. Against Man City, basically like another Premier League shit player that's always do it against Man City, so nothing special. Now let's speak about the comparison between Ferran Torres and Vinicius, because I truly think that Ferran Torres is better than Vinicius this 2025. Why? Because the stats again proves it. I don't watch football, you need to remember this one. I only care about stats and highlights, and I can't lie, Ferran Torres in the highlights looks better. So that's why I see him better than Vinicius, and I think that a lot of people in this world agree with this. In 2025, Ferran Torres is better than Vinicius, okay? This season overall, Ferran Torres is better than Vinicius, and I'm about to prove it for you. Okay, let's go this way. In La Liga, like we said, Ferran Torres has 9 goals, 2 assists in 796 minutes. Okay, Vinicius has 10 goals and 7 assists in 1,777 minutes. That means nearly 1,000 minutes played over Ferran Torres. And the most impressive things, they are forwards, okay? They are forwards. Their main job is to score goals, okay? So, like I said, he has more goals by 1. But wait a minute. Vinicius has 10 goals in La Liga. But those 10 goals, 2 out of them are penalties, which mean 8 goals scored from open play in La Liga. Ferran Torres has 9 goals with no penalties. Ferran Torres has more goals than Vinicius this season, which means in La Liga, Ferran Torres played less minutes and scored more goals than Vinicius. So, in La Liga, he's a better player than Vinicius. In La Liga, the conversation is done, right? We can all agree on this. Now, let's speak about the Champions League. So yes, I always keep it fair. Even though that this situation is not like the Rafinha versus Salah situation, because Rafinha and Salah play in 2 different leagues. So yes, the only competition that actually face each other is the Champions League. Compared to Vinicius and Ferran Torres, they both play in the same competition. It's actually fair enough to compare them in a league level and actually in a Champions League level. Now let's compare them in a Champions League level. First of all, let's start with Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has 2 goals and 1 assist, but like I said, he has 2 goals in one of the most important games for us this season against Dortmund in the Signal Iduna Park, where we actually cooked them, and he was the one cooking them and doing the cooking. And also again in a game against Benfica where he gave an assist, which actually changed the momentum and the trajectory of Barcelona this season in the Champions League by giving them, I won't say an easier matchups in the next rounds, but they kept us in a good ranking, second ranking, which gave us, yes, an easier road to the Champions League. And before you tell me, and Real Madrid fans start telling me that, oh, Barcelona always get lucky. There was no luck in here. You had to do good in the group stage. It's not our faults that you did bad and we did great. So all you had to do to be in our position is be second. And then, yes, the road will be easier. But no, you were shit compared to us. We did great, so we can do great later rounds compared to y'all. Y'all had the toughest road just because you're shit. And let's not act like your roads is tough, because you always get the help from the UEFA, the refs, and that's easier road for y'all more than us, because we not only have to compete against the other teams that we play against, but no, the refs too and UEFA. That is basically feels like it's controlled by Real Madrid, and they always give Real Madrid what they want in the game rather than outside of the game. Because we get favored, yes, sometimes, but that's the case for every big team. But Real Madrid gets favored all the time, not sometimes. So yes, he made the difference. Ferran Torres helped us and made the difference. And if it wasn't for him, like arguably we could be right now struggling. We could literally be struggling or even out from the Champions League. But if we end up winning the Champions League, which will happen, it will be all because of Ferran Torres. Without Ferran Torres goals and assists, we will be right now struggling, or like I said, out of the Champions League. So he made the difference this season. The biggest difference. Okay, now let's compare him to Vinicius' performances in the Champions League, which I can say that Vinicius' performances in the Champions League always been great. But first of all, he scored 3 against Dortmund. He scored 2 Ferran Torres, which one was in the Signal Iduna Park, the other one was in the Bernabeu. Again, an advantage for Real Madrid and for Vinicius. He scored 3 goals by playing 90 minutes. Ferran Torres scored 2 goals by playing 19 minutes. That's again, big difference. If he played for more minutes, he would have scored more goals, which means better goal ratio against Dortmund than him. Again, he scored against AC Milan in a loss, which I'm sorry, but that's goal, a loss. It was a pen, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it was a pen, again, doesn't count, and Real Madrid lost. So what this goal made any difference against an AC Milan, a shit AC Milan team? Again, against Liverpool, he was injured. Brother saw a big game and he said, oh no, I'm scared. That's Vinicius. He always cries. Atalanta, come on, 1 goal, 1 assist. This is basically good performance from him. I'm gonna give him that. Against Salzburg, if you actually tell me that a Salzburg game is important, or you take it seriously, brother, I'll take Vinicius doing good against a Getafe than doing good against a Salzburg team. I haven't heard of this Salzburg team since the day they sold Haaland. And they sold Mane. And Naby Keita, by the way, was their best midfielder, if I remember correctly. This is crazy. I ain't taking no fucking Salzburg seriously or in count for any goals. I'm sorry, these goals don't mean shit. And then, brother, yellow card suspension, which is crazy. How the fuck can you be an attacker and get a yellow card suspension? Nah, brother, that actually takes points away from him in these conversations. And then, yeah, an assist against City, brother. An assist against the City team. City team from this season. This City team, I could probably score a hattie on them minimum by just playing 45 minutes. I won't even play 180 minutes. And then, yeah, he fell off against Atleti, which was one of their most important games, but Vinicius failed to do something good. He even failed to score a penalty. Compared to Ferran Torres, when you see his performances against Atletico Madrid, 2 goals. So, in 23 minutes, again, look at the difference between 2 type of players. One makes the difference and help his team win. The other one, he helps his team struggle. So I know who's the better player in the bigger games this season so far. Okay, as we said in the Champions League, these goals from Vinicius didn't make any difference in the group stage. They still finished mid-table. And then in the knockout stage, he only had 1 assist. Compared to Ferran Torres actually made us a title contender by his important goals that made the difference. And let's remember again something. He played 2 less games because Real Madrid was playing in the playoff. And also Ferran Torres played less minutes than Vinicius. And before you say, oh, Benfica is not Atletico Madrid, I just showed you Ferran Torres scoring 2 goals in 23 minutes that Vinicius failed to score on them in 180 minutes while getting a penalty, and he failed to make it. So your argument of Ferran Torres Benfica game doesn't make any difference because Vinicius played against Atleti. I just proved to you that Ferran Torres did better against the same Atleti team that Vinicius failed to even score a pen on them. Okay, that's another conversation. So for me, in the Champions League, Ferran Torres was more influential and made the difference, a bigger difference than Vinicius. Okay, and let's say this way, Vinicius started good. I mean, I won't say good, but average, and then he fell off. But that doesn't make you one of the best. That makes you one of the worst, because the best starts so slow and then take off again. Doesn't fall off. This is basically like a Joao Felix type of a season. In the Champions League, Vinicius is bad, because if people can win the Ballon d'Or by just performing good in the most important stages of the Champions League, they also can fall off harder in the rankings, because when things got serious, they are not good anymore. Now, I just proved to you why that Vinicius is not better than Ferran Torres in La Liga, because the numbers say it, and also in the Champions League because the influence on the game says it. Like I said, I don't care about watching football, I only care about stats. Okay, now let's speak about trophies so quick this season. Vinicius, I think, has 2 trophies this season so far. The Super Cup of the UEFA, some bullshit cup that's played in 1 game against an Atalanta team. Like, I'm sorry, but if you take Atalanta seriously, you are stupid. Atalanta are not that good this season. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. They literally got knocked out by Club de Bruges. And his Confederation Cup, or some bullshit cup that was created just for Real Madrid, where they only played 1 game against some random Mexican team that's, I'm sorry, they are fighting relegation. That's what I heard back in the day. Those 2 trophies are the most useless trophies I have ever heard in my life. While Ferran Torres won a trophy this season, and you might tell me, against who? Against Real Madrid. Vinicius' own team. He made Vinicius clap for him while the GOAT Ferran Torres was lifting that trophy. Again, that's another argument why Ferran Torres has a better season than Vinicius. Again, trophies is what matter, right? Next to stats, because the eye test, we eliminated them. We're just speaking about the trophies and the stats. Trophies, the most valuable trophy this season that was played for Barcelona and Real Madrid is the Super Cup, where they actually faced each other. And a Clásico game is a bigger game than any trophy, like I always said. That's what makes that final and that trophy more valuable. And Barcelona won it over Real Madrid. Ferran Torres won a trophy over Vinicius himself. How can you tell me, oh no, but that trophy is not that good, oh my god, that trophy doesn't matter? Like the UEFA Super Cup trophy against a team that got knocked out by Club de Bruges is an important trophy while was played after 1 game, or a trophy that was won against a confederation some bullshit Mexican team. But that trophy of the Super Cup that was played against Real Madrid doesn't mean anything. Are you stupid? And it's not like Real Madrid was playing their second team. They were actually playing their best team. Vinicius was playing. You understand my point when I say that Ferran Torres has the most valuable trophy over Vinicius this season so far. This is the Ballon d'Or rankings for March 2025 so far. This is what people take seriously. So again, like I said, I'm a virgin football fan, so now I have to go with what people think. Rafinha first, Salah second, Mbappe 3, Pedri 4. I don't disagree with anything. Vinicius, I don't know what this motherfucker is doing in here. I don't understand what the elephant is doing on top of the tree, how he got there. But since y'all believe this, and since y'all get working over people on Twitter that I don't take them seriously, but again, like I keep saying it, repeating it, I'm a virgin right now, so I have to speak and to think like, y'all, if Vinicius is 5th, at least Ferran Torres needs to be 6th, by this logic. But I just proved to y'all that Vinicius is not better than Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres has the most important trophy this season over Vinicius himself. He scored in more important games, and they both play in the same league where Ferran Torres is outperforming Vinicius while playing less minutes. And by less minutes, I mean nearly 1,000 minutes. So that makes him eligible to be top 5 based off these rankings. So Ferran Torres is the 5th favorite to win the Ballon d'Or this season so far. Y'all happy with this? Y'all convinced yet? No? If y'all are not convinced, how can you be this stupid? I'm sorry, I just proved to y'all with trophies why he's the best. I just proved to y'all with stats why he's the best. Now you wanna care about eye tests? Who the watches football anymore? Like seriously, who watches 90 minutes of football? Who cares about 90 minutes of football? We only care in here about stats. Lukaku is better than Pelé. Because look, he has more goals than Pelé in international football. More goals than Maradona. Lukaku is one of the greatest footballers of this generation and the best striker of all time after Cristiano Ronaldo. And this is a fact. Lukaku is better than R9. The stats say it. I don't watch football. I don't care about football. Lukaku is better than everyone. The stats also proves that Ferran Torres is better than Vinicius this season and deserves to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Same way that Rodrygo, people cried over him for not being in the Ballon d'Or nominations. Are we fair? I'm speaking about it so far. And if Barcelona or when Barcelona end up winning the Champions League, Ferran Torres will be and has to be in the conversation for not only top 5 or top 50 in the Ballon d'Or, no, to win the Ballon d'Or.